This is Sayyida Nazia live from Dubai studio. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is set to travel to Moscow on August 21st to meet with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The visit, which New Delhi is billing as a normal diplomatic interaction, coincides with a period when India's foreign policy is also being questioned for being increasingly opportunistic and selfish in nature. Critics hold that although India professes to have strategic autonomy, its actions show the inclination to place economic interests and political bargaining power above sound principles. The visit to Moscow in the offing is being interpreted by many as yet another effort by India to enhance its energy and defense cooperation with Russia, even as global concerns are raised about Moscow's geopolitical behavior. Witnesses comment that India's increasingly close relationship with Russia frequently runs contrary to its avowed partnership with Western democracies, as well as its avowed commitment to a rules-based international order. By getting closely entwined with Russia at the present moment, India jeopardizes alienating allies and compromising its own credibility on the international stage. The Moscow encounters are set to discuss bilateral commerce, defense ties, and energy deal sectors where India has continuously depended on Russia, even as many nations have urged such dependencies to be re-evaluated. For most, this visit is less diplomatic and more about India fulfilling its own interests without regard for the larger implications in regional and global stability. The Bharatiya Janata Party has held a Citizenship Amendment Act awareness camp in West Bengal, purportedly to inform and ally Hindu migrants about the law. But critics say that such activities are part of a sustained political strategy where religion is used as an instrument for vote bank politics rather than driving communal tensions further than they need to be, rather than finding solutions to the genuine issues migrant communities face. The CAA, which gives expedited citizenship to non-Muslim migrants from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan, has been universally criticized for its bigotry and the way it undermines India's secular constitution. BJP's attempts at publicity notwithstanding, many Hindu immigrants are unclear about the administrative obstacles and the implementation of the law in practice, a disconnection between the government's words and reality on the ground. Human rights organizations and global observers have faulted India for ramming the CAA while overlooking the sufferings of Muslim migrants who are consciously left out of the law. The discriminatory treatment of citizenship is justifiably raising fears that India's ruling party is dismantling democratic principles and converting the country into a majoritarian regime where religion dictates rights. In West Bengal, where communities have long lived together, the BJP CAA awareness camps are viewed by many as efforts at polarizing society on religious lines in the run-up to polls. Rather than trying to instill trust and tackle humanitarian issues, the government seems intent on using fear as a tool for political consolidation, diluting India's image as a pluralistic democracy. Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur for the occupied Palestinian territories, has cautioned that the growing push to recognize a Palestinian state must not divert attention from halting what she calls mass death and starvation in Gaza. Albanese said that while recognition of Palestine is long overdue, decades of statehood debates have enabled Israel's illegal settlement expansion, eroding the possibility of a viable state. This week, Australia joined the UK, Canada, France, and others in pledging recognition at next month's UN General Assembly. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese described a two-state solution as humanity's best hope. But the rapporteur insisted the immediate focus must be ending the genocide and enforcing a complete Israel withdrawal from occupied territories by the United Nations 17 September deadline. She urged an arms embargo, trade suspension, and accountability for Israel leaders charged by the International Criminal Court. Albanese, sanctioned last month by the US for supporting ICC action, accused Washington of betraying democratic values and criticized UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres for not defending her immunity more strongly. She described the 21-month war in Gaza as triggering a profound shift in global opinion, with millions protesting despite heavy repression. Her latest report targets global cooperation, stressing that the occupation's profitability fuels its continuation. Palestinians, she argued, have already won the legitimacy battle through perseverance and resilience on international law, even if it has not served them fairly. Albanese concluded that the UN faces an existential crisis and must move beyond veto power politics, empowering the General Assembly to uphold international law and restore credibility. Keep watching Ocean News.